Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today we are going to create some iron-on this fun coated insulated lunch bag. I picked this up at the Target dollar spot. I believe it was, yes, $3. And we're going to make a matching koozie to go with it. I think this is going to be a really cute little hostess gift or summer gift or just a fun gift for summer activities when you need to throw a sandwich and some fruit in a bag. This is insulated. And I wanted to show you that you can use the Cricut Easy Press with this coated. I couldn't find a tag on this to tell me exactly what it is, but I think this is coated polyester, but it is kind of a plastic feeling, and it has the insulated silver lining on the inside. So it's kind of a plasticky feeling. And again, I got this at Target dollar spot along with the koozie. So what we're going to do first, you're going to need your Cricut Easy Press mat or some kind of hard solid surface covered with a heat resistant barrier. I prefer to use the Cricut Easy Press mat, and I'll have all of these products linked in the description below the video. But I really like the Easy Press mat because one, I have two of them. I have one sitting under my Easy Press, and this keeps the heat from penetrating onto my desktop and warping my desktop surface. And then I have one that I actually press on, and again it has this reflectant material on the back that pushes all the heat back up into the item that you're pressing and away from the desk surface. So it really helps keep the heat where it needs to be when you're using your Cricut Easy Press. And again, I have the lunch pack and the koozie. We're going to use that. I'm also going to use the Cricut Teflon sheet. I highly recommend it when you're pressing something like this, because this is going to be very easily melted if you get direct contact with it. So we're going to use the Teflon sheet to avoid that. And this is also by Cricut, also linked in the description below the video. And then we're going to use a pressing pillow. If you don't have a pressing pillow, don't worry about it. You can just use a towel, fold it up, or something like that. This is going to serve two purposes. One, we're going to put this inside the bag, and that's going to help us raise up the surface that we're pressing on above the seams so that when the Easy Press is sitting on it, it has a nice flat surface. And it's also going to keep it from getting too hot inside and melting the inside together, since we're dealing with this coated plastic. So let's do the lunch tote first. I think that will be the easiest. And what I'm going to do is put the pressing pillow right inside. And again, that's going to give me a surface right here where I'm pressing. That's going to lift up above the seams of this bag. It's quite bulky, and I think I might actually try to open it up and pull these seams out a little bit. Get some of this bulk out of here. So I'm just opening it up so that it's flat. And now this is the area I'm going to be pressing on. I found this SVG from Love SVG. I love their stuff. And I am using regular Cricut iron-on. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I'm using the lines as my guide. Now remember, this folds up and attaches right there, so I don't want to go too high. And the summer's going to go down here. And I'm eyeballing this. If you guys want to be real particular and make sure it's center, you can fold this in half or measure and mark your lines, but I'm good with just eyeballing this for right now. I want that summer kind of on the blue line. So that's kind of how we're going to look. Now, whenever you're pressing, you want to make sure that your transfer tape is not overlapping. If it's going to overlap, I'm just going to take it off. I don't want to risk pressing my word down on my transfer tape. So I'm going to remove these two, and I'm going to press the middles or the sides of the watermelon all at once. Now I have the Easy Press set at $2.95. I'm going to try this and see how it does. I'm starting lower than I think, but I can always increase the heat if I want. So we're going to add our Teflon sheet, and I'm going to go 295 for 15 seconds. And this is a layered design, so we may not, since I'm only going 15 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and let it run the full time, but we will see how it does. I want to see if it's sticking first. Now, this is really hot, so you want to, I think you're going to let, when you're doing something plastic like this, you're going to want to let it cool before you peel. I think you're going to have the best results that way. So let's let this cool a little bit. All right, looking good. Turned out very nicely. I can see the texture. Now I'm not going to worry about covering this back up since I'm using my Teflon sheet. I'm just going to keep adding my layers. So I'm going to put a slice right here. All right, and put some more down. That looks great to me. Again, I'm going to make sure I pull this fabric out. My pillow is under where I'm pressing. And I don't know if I can get the, I'm not going to put those in there. I'm afraid it's going to touch the transfer paper. So I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet. And again, I am using a little bit of pressure because this is bulky. I've got that pressing pillow inside. This is cushiony already. I'm on top of the Easy Press mat, so I want to make sure I'm getting a nice, flat, even press. So I am using a little bit more pressure than normal, but not anything extreme or uncomfortable. Again, we're going to let that cool for a few seconds. That looks great. This is working really well. Very pleased. So I'm using 295, 15 seconds on this coated plastic. And now I'm going to add the inside of my watermelons. Use my Teflon sheet and one more press, 295, 15 seconds. And let that cool for a moment. I'm going to set that aside while that's cooling. Let's double check inside. Yep, everything looks great. I'm taking my pressing pillow out. There's no melting or anything on the inside. Looks great. Now, again, this is a koozie from the Target Dollar Spot. Nothing fancy here. I thought I would put glitter on it, but it doesn't show up all that well. So to fix that, I decided to press a piece of just green down on it. Just a green rectangle. And then I'm going to put the name over the top. Okay, so this is a layered design. This is definitely a polyester. So let's look at our Easy Press settings. We have polyester, we're using standard light, and we're using glitter. So standard light is 315 for 30 seconds, and glitter is 340 for 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do, since I'm going to layer the two of them, I don't want to scorch the matte finish, the Cricut Light. I don't want to scorch that by putting it at the full glitter. So I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to go, let's say let's do 330. I'm going to change my temp, press and hold. It goes up by 5-second increments. And the timer should be for 30 seconds. However, we're layering, so we are not going to press for the full time until we have all the layers in place. So I'm going to put my first layer down, and again, I'm just eyeballing it. If you want to get real particular, by all means do so. And it's not quite up to temp, but since this is the light, I'm just going to go ahead and go, and I'm only going to press it for a few seconds. I'm just holding it firmly, I'm going to peel off the backing. Now this is kind of textured, so I can already see the texture of the koozie showing through. So you can see the texture of the flowers behind it. You can feel these. So it's picking up the texture of the koozie. All right, and then I'm going to put my name right on top. And I like to do this sometimes if you're pressing on a busy background. Just add a solid background, and then your design will show up a little bit better. All right, so now we have both layers on. We're going to do a full press. I'm going to press, apply pressure, and do the full 30 seconds. Remove the press. And let's see what our directions tell us. Polyester, warm peel. So we want to let this cool slightly. One thing you will notice when you're using the Easy Press mat is this gets very hot because all that heat is being reflected back up into the project. So if you want to cool it down, lift it off of this. This is not, I mean, I can touch this. It's not too hot to touch. But if we're trying to cool this down, just lift it, fan it a little bit. And there we go. So let's finish our lunch bag. Let's finish the peel. Things are looking great over here. Get it back into shape. Super cute. I think it's a fun little gift set for, you know, the kids to go on a picnic, to take on a field trip, anything like that. I hope you enjoyed this Cricut Easy Press insulated lunch bag gift set. I think this would be a great teacher's gift, or to send with your child on a field trip, or for those summer trips to the beach. All of the products I used are listed in the description below the video and on my blog at LoriNudemaker.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope I see you guys next time. Bye-bye.